Check, check. Can you check audio up there? Check, check. You see it popping? Check, 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 check. Okay, we're good. I'm recording audio. That's good. I don't know how many times I've done that and there's been no audio, and I'm like, and it's just the little making sure that connection hits into the camera. Anyway, hey, welcome back to the channel. One of the things I do as a profession is teach high school students how to record a podcast. And so I want to show you how I've streamlined that process from them going and recording and then uploading. So let me show you. It's really four buttons they have to push. We use the Rodecaster Pro, and I create the intro and the outro. I load that in, and then my students can just do the rest. There's usually no editing. I have a few rules. If they're under 18, I have them use no last names. That's just for their own protection. But no last names, no swearing. Keep it family friendly and school appropriate, and have fun. And that's about it. And they can talk about any topic that is important to them. They can make up stories. I have everything from, school-related events, sports, to gaming, to music reviews. The gambit runs wild. The name of our podcast, if you want to go check it out, is Eagles and Airwaves. And yeah, so let me show you how we just streamline this process, and it's not that hard to do. We don't film it. We have filmed some in the past, and we will start filming some more in the future, which will add just a different component onto that. But it's so easy to sync audio, especially if you're using Final Cut Pro. And so when we film them, I'll usually edit the podcast, sync the audio, and push it out, and that's streamlined as well. But let me show you just the process in which we do that. Follow me. Come this way. Welcome to our podcasting studio. And my friend Andrew is going to show you how to do this. Hey Andrew, thanks for doing this.
Of course.
So if you were to record a podcast, show me just the procedure in which you would go. So first thing you would do is...
I would hit record, well before that I would check to see if everything is working. I would turn up the microphones, check that, see if it will pop up on here. And then once I do the check, I will start recording. Probably do the intro on one of these, and then just do the podcast from there, and then outro, and hit record again, and that will end the recording.
Yep. So really it is just 4 buttons. So he would make sure his mics and ears are up here. So these are your ears, these are your mics. So he'd have his mic up or down, but he would hit record. He would hit the intro. Once the intro fades out, he would then do his podcast, hit the outro. Once the outro fades out, stop recording. And then from there, what would you do?
From there, we would take out the SD card back here, and then carefully put it back into its case.
And then we would
walk back into your classroom and put it into a Mac.
Let's go do that. And so then from here, all I have them do is go in, they click on the Rodecaster SD card, find their podcast, and then they check it. They can check it to see if that's the one that they need. And then from there they can upload it. And so this is the back end of our Eagles and Airwaves podcast. And once they do that, they put in their information, the name of the podcast, what their podcast is about, and once it generates the preview, they can answer a few questions. We use Spotify for podcasters, and then they just click through the next buttons. They can add a poll if they want, or a question, and then all they have to do Once it's generated the preview, and there it is, they can hit publish. And that's really how easy we have streamlined the process. So they go into the studio, they put on the headphones, they check their mics, whether it's one person or 4 people, and they hit record, intro, let the intro fade out, do their podcast, outro, and then stop recording. And it's really that simple. So if you're looking at teaching high schoolers how to podcast, feel free to reach out to me. We've got, I think, 500 something episodes under our belt, and yeah. So, and then I use Canva to create the logo for Eagles and Airwaves, Adobe Firefly for some of the images, and we just push it out. And so, with that being said, the students come up with their own podcast name. So it's under the umbrella of Eagles and Airwaves. Our mascot's the eagle. And so they may have a podcast like Unfunny that is their podcast. So that after they play the intro to Eagles and Airwaves, then they can say, hey, this is Andrew with Unfunny, blah, 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 podcast. So, yeah, that's it. Easy peasy. High schoolers are making podcasts. All right, see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions.